Mission statement succinctly describes your purpose and serves as a filter for wise decision making. Now, you've all seen mission statements before. What is it? I mean, is this just some sort of public relations statement? We put it on a website so people can look at it and say, wow, that's pretty cool. I want to be associated with this company, with this college, with this product. To some extent, mission statements are public relations statements, but primarily they're tools. And I have the metaphor on here that they are a filter for decision making. They help us to sort out what we're going to do from what we are not going to do. And if we write a mission statement properly, then it really does help us with decision making at all different levels. So take this as an example. Here's CVS Corporation, a company based in Rhode Island, a pharmacy, right? Like Walgreens and Rite Aid and so on. Here's their mission statement, or part of their mission statement. We'll be the easiest pharmacy retailer for customers to use. Any of those words jump off the page at you as maybe distinguishing CVS from possibly their competition? Easiest would maybe be part of their value proposition or part of their distinctive, right? Why? If this is not just a public relations statement for it, if this is going to guide how we do what we do at CVS, what would that mean? It means something for the customer. When the customer goes in, it's very easy for that customer to find what they're looking for, to get it, and to get out of there. What else might it mean? What other kind of implications would it have?
I mean, you'd have to dictate how they organize.
Okay, that's pretty easy. Call it in, 15 minutes, you can go get your prescription, and you're on your way to health.
So it's mostly about efficiency.
Efficiency, but if they give you the wrong prescription, that's not very effective, is it? So we have to get it both. We have to get both of those right, but we're not going to sacrifice efficiency here. So we want to, the customers are in a hurry. They want to get it as quickly as possible. What other kind of implications would there be to saying we are the easiest? Okay, so it's real easy. You can find us. It's not too far from where you live. The way the store is designed, it's well lit. It's easy to find. What's a store that's not easy to use? Any come to mind? Excuse me?
Hollister.
Hollister is not easy to use. Now you'll have to explain Hollister to a few of us in here.
It's really dark and it's maze-like.
It's dark and it's a maze and...
Wow. It's hard to breathe in there.
It's hard to breathe. All the things that you want as a consumer, right?
Yeah.
How is it that Hollister stays in business if they're not all that easy to use? Okay, there's a different basis for their competition, right? That's not their goal. But at CVS, you don't want it to be dark and be maze-like, and you can't find the Band-Aid. But here, this is a mission statement that has a particular adjective that informs a lot of what they do. Here's a second one. All right, Darden restaurants, you're probably familiar with some of these brands: Olive Garden, Smoky Bones. Any of you been to Olive Garden? Most of you have probably been to Olive Garden. You got to go. We should take a field trip to Olive Garden sometime, maybe toward the end of the semester. What words jump off the screen there? To nourish and delight everyone we serve. We're going to delight everyone, right? And we're going to nourish everyone. I mean, those two words really, I think, are the filters for a place like Olive Garden. Now, how nourishing is Olive Garden or Red Lobster? I don't know. I mean, you walk out of there, you're feeling pretty full, and you may have other kinds of issues down the road that you might not think are so nourishing, but delight would... Okay, so they're going to be focused on calories, they're going to be focused on vitamins, they're going to be focused on the health of their food is one implication. What's the implication of delight? What would that mean for how we operate our business?
Customer service, like your waiter or waitress.
Good. So the service has to be outstanding. They have to be friendly. They have to be knowledgeable. They're not pushing you into buying appetizers or buying desserts or whatever. The wait doesn't have to be too long. The environment in which we're eating has got to be pleasant. Maybe some soft music. Maybe it's well lit. Maybe some cool decor or whatever. But it has implications for how we run ourselves. That's the point there. Try this one. Are you familiar with Willow Creek Community Church? Sort of the original mega church in this country. And in fact, it's been a pattern for mega churches all over the world. It's out near Chicago. Started as, just in a guy's living room, a guy named Bill Hybels. Now it's got 15,000, 16,000 a week showing up, and it's been that way for decades. Here's their mission: to turn irreligious people into fully devoted followers of Christ. Anything particularly important here that might serve as a filter for how we do what we do at Willow Creek? Okay, we have a particular audience in mind. And what would that mean, irreligious? What would you guess? Okay, the people that are coming in the door might not even be Christian. In fact, they might just be seekers. They might consider themselves spiritual. They might consider themselves atheists. They might consider themselves agnostics. But generally, our first priority in this church is to take folks who don't know Jesus Christ and bring them along to the point, not just of conversion, but of discipleship. Right? That's the fully devoted part. So you have two pieces that might inform what we do in this nonprofit organization. What are the implications, though, for how we allocate our resources, how we manage ourselves, how we do anything in this particular church? What might that mean? Okay, it informs the kind of sermons that we preach, the kind of topics that we select. Good. Anything else?
Probably a lot of outreach.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so camps or maybe the type of music that we play. It's not going to be boring hymn, organ music, because irreligious people are not going to come back when you do that. You're not going to be shaking them down for money as soon as they walk in. Or even when you do take a collection, you would say to the folks, look, this service is for you. You know, you don't have to give anything. That's for the regular members here. I mean, you're shaping what you're saying and what you're doing in such a way that they're attracted to it. And it's not the old church that they may have been to once upon a time. Now, that's the kind of church that they are. That's the kind of church that they've become, and they have done it tremendously well. However, there may be some unintended consequences to this sort of mission statement. And we're going to see a video in a few minutes, a brief video of Bill Hybels and some of the challenges that they've had with the different segments in their audience. Okay, one last mission statement. Mary Kay Cosmetics. Any familiar with that? What would you guess is their mission statement? Just take a stab at it. It's a cosmetics company started by Mary Kay Ash a number of years ago.
I would say they probably want to sell high-quality makeup that's long-lasting.
Okay, high-quality makeup that's long-lasting is one possible mission statement that Mary Kay could have.
Like makeup to all women, maybe. Like
sell makeup to all women? Everyone.
Women.
Just women. Just women and actors or something like that. Okay, maybe that's to sell makeup to all women everywhere.
Providing people the opportunity to sell.
Now that's taking a totally different tack on it. It's not about the customers. And in fact, it's Hannah, right? Hannah's exactly right. Their mission statement is this: to give unlimited opportunity to women. And when they talk about unlimited opportunity, they're not talking about to the customers. It's not that kind of opportunity that they're referring to here. They're talking about opportunity to women who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to take their career in their own hands, who want their destiny to be defined by themselves rather than by some corporation or some boss. And so, now what would, Hannah, if we just say a little more, what would that mean as far as their operations are concerned? If this is their primary reason to exist, and that's what a mission statement is, it's our reason for being. The reason for being is not to sell cosmetics, high quality or low quality or anything else. The reason is to help any woman become an entrepreneur and give her unlimited opportunity. What would that mean? We're going to give you good training. We're going to help you along. We want to make sure that any obstacle that might exist to your success, we get that out of the way. Employees are first. People selling, they come first. The customer comes after that. So if we focus all of our attention on giving them unlimited opportunity, then they're going to run with it. And the company has really thrived because they've tapped into something that these people want to do. The basic point we're trying to make here is that mission statements are filters. It's a tool to help us make wise and aligned decisions in our organization. Okay, here's step one, diagnosis. Right, organizational diagnosis. It sounds like some sort of esoteric, abstract term. Here's a definition for you. Process of collecting information about an organization to determine whether change is necessary. It's a mouthful, but think about that for a second. Collecting information about an organization, are we really the easiest, to determine whether change is necessary? No, we're not the easiest, and so we have to do something about that. But why is this step one? There are 5 pieces here, right? If you go back, there are 5 pieces to management. Why start here? Why not start with the plan? Why not start with the people? Yeah.
You can't make a plan that
What's right and what's wrong. If you're doing everything right, then you don't need a plan to fix it, right? But if you're doing everything wrong, but you don't pay any attention to it, the organization is going to continue to spiral downward. The last time you went to a doctor for a physical, what did the doctor do? Well, actually, I don't want to ask it that way. What did the doctor ask you? A whole bunch of questions about your health, and then probably measured a number of things, vital signs. Your pulse, and measured maybe your blood pressure, and maybe measured your cholesterol, or any number of other things. That doctor is essentially diagnosing your health. Why come up with a plan of treatment, or any broader treatment, which is the yellow circles here, without having diagnosed what's right and what's wrong? We all understand that analogy because we've all been to the doctor. A mechanic has to do the same sort of thing. Diagnose what's working, what's not working in the vehicle before a plan of action to get you a new engine or whatever it is that you need with the car, right? It begins with diagnosis. It begins by assessing what's right and what's not right. And that may sound obvious. You would be surprised how many organizations skip this step because it's not convenient, or because it's not cheap, or because it's not easy, or what else? What else happens when you diagnose what's going on in an organization, or in your body, or in your car? Colin? You're going to find information that you don't want to know. I don't want to know if I have cancer, so don't give me that test. Right? And, ignorance is bliss, and we'll just continue on to, but things will get worse if you don't do the diagnosis.
Well, things will get worse either way.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah.
And depends on whether it's treatable. In almost every organization, the ailments are treatable. Okay, so what? Why does it actually matter that we diagnose things? This is actually a snapshot of Willow Creek Community Church. That's Bill Hybels there at the podium. And this is their, actually it's not their congregation. This is on a morning where they have leaders, church leaders from all over the country, all over the world, come to Chicago for their leaders conference, teach them how to run their ministry. That's 10,000 pastors at Willow Creek. All right, how influential is this place? It is not just teaching individuals in the Chicago area, it is teaching the teachers all over the world. But what we're going to see is, it's about a 7 or 8 minute clip from Bill Hybels. Something that they're doing there, or something that they've done over the years that has been problematic. What I want you to do is look for the organizational diagnosis implications here.